Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa Roscoe and I'm going to discuss this week's case analysis, which is focused on Sesame Workshop. As a brief overview, Sesame Street was born shortly after Joan Cooney and Lloyd Morrisett co-founded Children's Television Workshop in 1968. It first aired on television in November of 1969. CTW changed its name to Sesame Workshop in December of 2001. CTW found early success and instant popularity, but would eventually face setbacks as technology and commercial interests increased. This week's case analysis will address and answer 4 questions, which are as follows. Identify signs that Sesame Workshop was in a losing streak prior to Dunn's arrival as CEO. What were Dunn's first moves to try and get Sesame winning again, and were they successful? What aspects have been at the core of Sesame Workshop's historical identity? And finally, what moves did Dunn make to alter it, and to what extent was this successful? Prior to Jeff Dunn becoming CEO, it was clear that Sesame Workshop was in the midst of a losing streak. Sesame Workshop was slow reacting to technology shifts and started struggling financially in 2012. Not only did they lay off 10% of their workforce, but between 2012 and 2015, revenues plunged from $121 million to $93 million. Sesame was being threatened by paid television as well as internet-connected TVs, tablets, computers, and other mobile devices. In addition, employees felt operations were inept and that they were not being properly informed. Sesame was being faced with declining audience engagement as well as television ratings. Sesame Workshop was viewed as an unfocused and isolated organization with concern about their available resources and budget. Dunn joined Sesame in September of 2014 and immediately began searching for sources of revenue to recapture the spirit of the company. Dunn's first priorities were to gather information about the organization and open up communication with his staff. He brought in trusted leaders from the outside, as well as promoted talent from within. To remove functional silos, he reorganized Sesame into 2 business units. The first unit was media and education activities, and the second unit was social impact and philanthropic work. He also consolidated Sesame's production efforts. Stepping outside of the company's norm, Dunn negotiated and struck a 5-year contract with HBO. Shows would run exclusively on HBO for the first 9 months and then air on PBS. To help improve engagement, learning, and boost ratings, Dunn changed from the show traditionally airing a single 60-minute segment to airing twice a day, with each segment being 30 minutes. A season now consisted of 35 episodes instead of 18 episodes. Dunn helped roll out Sesame Studio, which is an all-digital channel through YouTube, and Sesame Amigos, which was designed for Spanish-speaking preschoolers in the United States. In addition, Dunn created an investment fund targeting ventures in educational technology and was looking to increase philanthropic contributions from approximately 2% to 20%. Dunn's moves proved successful. The company's brand awareness increased from 32% to 48%. His increased awareness of the company's nonprofit status and the audience on PBS was growing. The company's shows rating went from ranking between 6 and 8 to 3rd. Looking at Sesame's historical identity, the company identified as an educational, not-for-profit organization. They stressed the need to reach children who do not have educational opportunities outside of the home through the use of public television with PBS. As Dunn said it himself, the culture of Sesame Workshop is made up of 2 things. The first is being mission-oriented, and the second is creativity. Sesame was concerned about the interests, habits, and needs of children, Ultimately, Sesame Workshop represented authenticity, education, and trust. Dunn believed that Sesame Workshop would be missing a major opportunity if the company just stuck to television. Dunn worked to simplify the organization's mission from to use the educational power of media to help all children reach their highest potential into to help kids grow smarter, stronger, and kinder. Sesame was a company driven by consensus, so Dunn sought to eliminate excessive deliberation while stressing collaboration and communication. Dunn created outside partnerships and technology companies and established Sesame Ventures to bring entrepreneurship and innovation back to Sesame. At the same time, while Dunn is updating Sesame's identity, negativity surfaced from the public. PBS expressed discontent with the HBO contract since it is a paid television station, and many poor families would have trouble paying for the subscription. While others began thinking that Sesame was a for-profit entertainment company, not a non-profit institution concerned with educating poor and young kids. Dunn was forthcoming that Sesame would keep total control of Sesame Street's production and content, and adamant that Sesame Workshop would keep a strong relationship and recognize the company's coexistence with PBS. While moving the company toward success, Dunn was passionate about not tarnishing Sesame's reputation. To prove his intent, Dunn worked hard to communicate to the public the importance of removing their negative perception of the deal with HBO. The results proved successful, as the public's negative perception decreased from 48% to 30%. While I began sorting through the Sesame Workshop case, I was able to map out my analysis using Dutton and Dukervich's philosophy and apply it to Sesame. Looking at the case, I began by dissecting the analysis into three pieces, which were interpretation, events, and actions. All three of these themes is what I used to address the previously discussed analysis on Sesame Workshop. In conclusion, Sesame Workshop defeated failure and bounced back in its industry with the help of Jeff Dunn. In just 2 years as CEO, his team moved faster and was more organized. Performance and communication processes were streamlined. Their budget became stable with the help of landing the HBO contract. Ratings improved and the brand was elevated. Digital content was produced. Sesame Ventures was productive, and Sesame expanded their societal impact. Thank you.